Jason Rodriguez and
Heather Rodriguez
with the Super Green World Show. And today Heather wanted us to just kind of talk about a few topics so you could get to know us a little bit better. So she had some questions done out, and we're going to just talk about a few things that are important to us.
This is kind of like the Green Random Show, just to kind of talk about some topics that are important. So the first thing is, why don't environmental leaders talk about vegetarianism or low animal products consumption? So Jason, what do you think about that?
So, well, first of all, so that we don't create triangulation, which is when you leave somebody out of a conversation, it's almost like gossiping about it. What we're going to do is actually contact some of these people, right, that you're talking about, these environmental leaders that aren't talking about it. So if you're just asking about what my guess is my assumption, this is definitely not the truth, because I don't know. It might be the truth, I don't know. But it would be that they might still eat meat, so they don't want to bring those things up, because if they bring those things up and they still eat meat, then they would be a hypocrite. So that could be one of them. Another reason is because you're right. They don't want to hit like that. What'd you call it?
They don't want to piss people off.
They don't want to upset people, right? When they're trying to make a difference in other aspects, and getting people to stop eating meat might sound like kind of a big thing to do. They don't want to bring that up.
I think out of all the things they're asking people to do, though, that would probably be the simplest and quickest.
Simplest and quickest.
It's not the cure-all, but it's definitely would be pretty huge.
Yeah, they've shown that all the science has pretty much shown that stopping eating meat, right, becoming vegetarian is the number one thing that we can do for the planet.
Yeah.
Because of so many different aspects it has, from greenhouse gas emissions to runoff to water consumption, like all these different things that it causes.
Land use, food use.
Yeah. So number one thing, but they're not mentioning it in any of these really big movies that are going on.
And we could be wrong and just not noticing, but I'd just be curious to know why it's not more of a solution at the end of the films that you see. Why does Jamba Juice still use styrofoam? We go to Jamba Juice when we're in LA because they have fresh squeezed orange juice and smoothies with real fruit. And we use a glass jar when we go, and we travel with a glass jar with a lid. And we go in there, and they still have these styrofoam cups. And my thinking was the reason they still have them is because they keep the smoothies cold. But on the walls, they have all this stuff about the health and the earth, and they're using styrofoam cups.
Yeah.
It's just very strange. So I'm going to email them and find out what their plan is. Hopefully they have something in the works that they're planning on switching their cups out by a certain date or something. But I just think that's really weird.
Yeah, smoothies are made with ice. The ice keeps them cold.
Period. Why do health food stores still sell plastic water bottles?
This is one that really gets under my skin. Plastic water bottles are just so destructive. Not only the plastic water bottles, they create toxins when they're created. Greenhouse gas emissions were created, and then most of them end up in the landfills. But also, this water is being shipped from all over the world. If you go into like a Whole Foods market, for instance, water is being shipped from Fiji, from New Zealand, from Italy, all over the world in these water bottles. And then when they get here, even if they don't end up in the landfill, when they get recycled, most of the plastic water bottle recycling gets done in China. So we take these plastic water bottles that we think are recycling them and helping out, and then they're getting shipped to China to be recycled. And then they make plastics and they ship it back to us. So it's a mess. So if you're going to stop using plastic bags at Whole Foods markets and at health food stores, stop selling plastic water bottles. Here's an easy solution. I'm going to show you what we have right here. These are $1.99 at the health food store. It's Mountain Valley Spring Water. It's great. And you can use this water bottle, which we do over and over and over and over and over again. We have our water filter at home, and I've reused these water bottles 100 plus times, never broken one, and I'm always drinking out of glass, which is the best to drink out of. $1.99. If you lose it, break it, it's not going to break the bank.
So, why do we talk so much about food? I think we talk so much about food because it's such a big part of our lives. Like every day we eat meals, every day that's how people gather. That's it's also one of the, like we said before, biggest environmental things you can do. How far does food normally travel?
The average produce to the American table is 1,500 miles. That's the average.
So the average 1,500 miles for produce, if people even are eating produce, to their table. So I think food's important. I think people knowing how to grow their own food is extremely important. Eating local is very important. Supporting farmers. is really important, and just eating whole foods. So, and I think it's something that it's kind of a language everybody speaks together, regardless of any of our other opinions or any of our other backgrounds, is food. So, and it's also, like Jason will talk about this, it's pleasure. Let's talk about pleasure.
Yeah, I mean the other reason we talk about food so much is because it's part of our everyday life. It's something that we always do, and it's something that you're doing by making your own whole food, by growing your own whole food. It's an environmental thing you're doing, but it's making your life better. I mean, there's some things that we do, that are environmental that aren't necessary. They're a little bit of a sacrifice at first. Food is not one of these. When you switch to organic, whole foods, making your food from scratch, it increases your quality of life because the food is so much better. You have the love in the food. You feel healthier. It's like night and day from fast food. That's just going to damage the environment, damage your body. It doesn't provide you with any, real true sustenance. Whole food is like the fruit of life. I love food. So we want to eat local food, grow your own food, cook your own food from scratch, slow food, all that good stuff. It just makes you feel good. That's also why we love food, talk about food so much. So what else do we have here? What projects do we have in the works?
We have a lot of green projects in the works. I have some ideas for different green challenges, because that's one of the ways that I kind of got off to a good green foot was I did the No Impact Man challenge, and I did the 100 Things challenge. And you can do a search for that on the site to see what we did with that. But I know that in the near future we want to do a car-free for a week challenge, where we don't use our cars at all for an entire week, and we'll share that experience with you when we do that challenge. Another is to eat completely local for a week challenge. And then also, like, some current projects that we're working on is we're working on the yard.
Oh, yeah, the our permaculture urban homestead outside. That's a project we're working on right now. We set up our new compost bin. We've got this big piece of property out here that you probably saw in the
watch the compost video.
Compost bin video, and we haven't had time. I've been working so much over the past couple of years, unfortunately. Fortunately, too, it's good to have good work. And Heather's been working a lot with the website, with her other website, that we haven't had time to work on the garden, but now we've got some extra time, and our landlord wants to help us with it. So we're turning this into a beautiful urban homestead permaculture type garden out back here, and it's going to be awesome. That's a really great project we're working on right now. Yeah. What else are we going to talk about?
What is your favorite environmental-minded movie or documentary? We've seen No Impact Man, 11th Hour, Food Incorporated, It's Raining Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
My favorite one was Avatar.
You think it's an environmental movie?
Yeah, of course it's an environmental movie. That movie was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a totally environmental
Okay, so that was
movie.
your favorite movie. What was your favorite documentary then?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
See, no GMO. That movie was all about GMO.
No, I don't know. I mean, 11th Hour is really good. I think I like that one. The original one that really got things going was, of course, Inconvenient Truth, and I thought that movie was awesome. It was really well done. There was a lot of science in it to back things up, and it's what really got people thinking, rather than like hearsay. Like, the science was there to back things up and what's going on in our planet. So that movie was great. Tip my hat to Outdoor.
I think one too that's really cool, we're almost done, is Earth, the Earth series.
Earth series?
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time. So this is Jason and
Heather Rodriguez
signing off from the Super Green World Show, making the world greener one show at a time.